Hello my friends, this is Sherry. How you doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. My channel is Turquoise Dreaming, and today I am here to share a journal that I've finished. So I showed you this in one of my videos where I had the pages bound in, and then I was getting ready to, put pockets in and embellishments and things like that, ephemera. So I have now finished it. So it's this made from this book that I got at, picked up at a thrift store. It's called The Tall Book of Bible Stories, and it's just got a little closure here. This is some seam binding that I crinkled myself, and I thought it looked really perfect on here. And on the seam binding I have hanging a little dangle. Let me take it off and show you up close. I had to raise up my camera so you could see this book because it's so tall. It's like 12 inches tall, so I'm not like, huge, but kind of tall and narrow. But here is this little dangle that I put on here. I thought it looked really pretty with this. It's kind of got all bronze pieces, beads, bead caps, a butterfly, and some chains there. Hanging on a bulb pin, so that's going to be hanging off the ribbon closure. And then let me tell you it will be in the listing, and when you see this video, this will be in my shop. But yeah, let me tell you the exact measurement. So it's 5 inches wide, and it is exactly, well, it's a little over, I would say 12 1/4 inches tall. So really unique size, but I just really love the cover. And I like to make different types of journals, all different sizes. So yeah, there it is. And I made this is a like 1.5 inch spine. It's got 3 signatures. You can see the sewing there. It's sewn in with a 5 pamphlet stitch. These pages were so tall, I thought that was the bare necessity of 5 pamphlet stitch to hold everything in securely. Here's the back, very pretty. I love this little decoration here on this book. And as you can see, I used this fabric. It's kind of like almost an upholstery. It's kind of a thick fabric here that I used on the spine. Very pretty. I thought it went with the colors here very well. So as we open up, I kept the first and last pages from the books just because it just, looks so beautiful and cohesive. So I kept that the way it was. So you see that when you open the first signature. And then as we turn, I have a pocket here, and this is a little pocket that opens up, and you can write or glue things in here, but it is a pocket. And I have a beautiful tag in here where you can write on the back. This is got several layers and different things. There's a butterfly. You can see the fabric here and here. A little vintage price tag there, some layering, and it's sewn around. So a very beautiful tag that I made. And then I put, like, since this is a vintage book, let's see, the copyright is in here somewhere. If we run into it, it'll be in a couple pages, and I'll tell you what it is. But I did use the scrapbook papers and things that I thought went well with the colors in this journal. So here is a beautiful piece of scrapbook paper here, and I avocado dyed the back of all the scrapbook papers because they were white. And sometimes I'll leave it white, but usually I'll try to put something, either a pocket or some type of color on the back of scrapbook papers that are white. So this is avocado dyed. Here's a pretty envelope here that I glued on. The flap is on the other side. It's collaged or whatever, decorated on the front. It's a coffee dyed envelope, and I have 2 pieces of ephemera. This is ledger paper here, and just 2 pieces of ephemera that you can write on the back of this one if you would like to use it as a journaling card, or you can always make pockets and tuck spots out of these. These are from books that I've cut out, so everything's in here is original and authentic, no digis. And so this is a little black piece of cardstock. Also, you can always glue that down and do things like that with it. So that's that. It says "Let It Be" right here, and here is a stamp here. I'm trying to think of, looks like a sticker that I had in another something postmark I got somewhere. And so this is the title page from the original book. And here's the copyright 1957. So this is a pretty old book, and it was in excellent condition. I used the prettiest pages in here. So here is, this is Noah's Ark with the rainbow, and this is a picture of Palm Sunday here. And so really pretty. And then the next piece of scrapbook paper, very beautiful here. I love these scrapbook papers. And I put a beautiful cluster down here. You can see several layers of fabric and different papers and things. And so that is on that page. Here's the avocado dyeing. I made a ring on a few of these when I was doing this, and here's the ring on this one. This is, the next page is piano paper or choir music from when my mom was in the choir. My mom gave me this music book. Another beautiful tag that, yeah, I made this one because I remember putting this pretty fabric on here with a little bit of gold in it, and just a beautiful little piece there. And you can write on the back. I think someone sent me this little piece right here in Happy Mail. So I was able to add that to the tag. There's a whale tail paper clip there. And then, oh, that's a pretty page too from Ideals magazine, I believe. And then this is a guest check that I have these guest checks in my shop. And this particular, it has like 2 layers. And I took the back layer and made it into a large journaling card, so I put it on cardstock, and you can see you can write on both sides. But this is Italian. It was Italian from an Italian restaurant, actually, that I bought these online, and I just thought they were so cool. I had to have them. You know, I usually get things at thrift stores, but when I found these, they were, you know, they're vintage, and I think the front layer had the date on it. Actually, they're like from the 1980s or something like that. But from an Italian restaurant. Guest checks from an Italian restaurant. There you go. And then here's the middle signature. The middle signature of each page, I believe, has a calendar page from this beautiful, tall, large calendar that I had. So this was the perfect place to use them. And I did reinforce the center of this one. This is like thick cardstock, so you know how sometimes cardstock will look like it's going to crack or something. So I don't remember if this was doing that or why I reinforced it, but anyway, I just want to let you know there is some washi that I thought matched very well with this, and it is reinforcing this piece of cardstock calendar. And then on the other side I have clipped here. This is a recipe card that I just put a little tab on and a little quote there, so that can be written on. And I had the tab facing out, so it looks like a little tab here in the journal, so you could glue that somewhere if you wanted to use that as a tab or a tuck spot, and you know, things like that. So another Ideals page there. Music, piano, choir music here. I have a little, let me see, can you see it? I had to move it up a little bit because this is so tall. But a little Tim Holtz label there, and a little Tim Holtz flower piece right here. Make sure you can see that, it's right here. And so I just have those clipped on. This one's glued on, but the flower is clipped on, so you can move it around, put it where you want it. A flip out here, avocado dyed. Here's that ring, the other half of it. And page from the book. And then a ledger paper and more pretty scrapbook paper. Okay, page from the book. This is the Garden of Eden here. Isn't that beautiful picture there? And then the next signature, which is, I think we're starting the second signature here. And so page from the book, scrapbook paper, which is, you know, avocado dye with a flip out, ledger from the book. And this is Mary and Joseph heading to the manger, I think. And the town of Nazareth down here. I clipped onto this page with a paper clip 2 envelope fronts. So you can do what you want with these. You can always glue these down and make a pocket, or you can collage on them and then, you know, cut them up. You can cut it here and use this piece and use this piece for something else with the see-through window. They both have windows on them, so, and this one has security and a stamp on it. So this one also has a stamp on it, so those could be fun. On the other side of that, I have is it a pocket? Yeah, there's a pocket behind it, Actually, I'll put this flashcard in here if it'll fit. I was going to put it in the envelope because I kind of was going to put it in an envelope and it didn't get in there. It kind of escaped. Oh, it doesn't fit, but that is a pocket. And you can open it up and write inside. So that's made from an envelope actually. And then Ideals magazine. Here is another envelope that I decorated and the flap is glued over here. It's coffee dyed envelope. And this is from a book. And then in here I have more pieces from a book that I cut out and made into journaling cards. So those are in that envelope. And I love the scrapbook paper, the very vintagey look of it. And let me grab a tissue here. Okay, sorry, got a little sniff there. So anyway, the middle of the signature with this pretty calendar page. And we've got scrapbook paper here that's avocado dyed, Ideals magazine. Little pocket here, and this is a double pocket. So you've got space behind. These are a couple of note papers, little note papers here. You have a little pretty decoration on the bottom, and those are tucked in the back part. And let's see if I can get them back in there. You've got a pretty edge here, a punched edge on this, and then the pretty pocket. And then I put this little piece of note paper in the front pocket. Down in there, like that. There's the two pieces. Two pieces in the back, one piece in the front. Page from the book here. Ledger and scrapbook paper to fold out. You can always, you know, I mean, I know you guys know that this, but in case somebody's new, you can always glue down the sides of these fold outs like this and have a tuck spot there. So I've left them all open so you can choose what you want to do with them. Leave them, or, you know, but you can decorate them too and put little tabs on here like flashcard, whatever you want. So, page from the book. This is Mary and Joseph at the manger. And I'm trying to figure out if baby Jesus was born yet. I'm not sure, but it looks like the wise men are there and the shepherd. So he probably was born by then, I believe. They came after he was born. And then the third signature here with the page starts with a page from the book. And pretty scrapbook paper here. And it's an avocado dyed ledger. Page from the book. This is Palm Sunday again, another picture of Palm Sunday. It's a beautiful picture. Music, piano, choir. Oh, here's a little cluster down here that I made, and these are some little fabric appliques and a little button there in the middle. That is from Ideals magazine. Do you love this scrapbook paper? I love it. And then the calendar page. Very pretty. Now see how this is upright and this is upside down, so you can always put some coffee dyed paper or anything over here if you want. If you don't like that upside down like that, just glue something over here so you can write on it, or glue a picture over it, whatever. I would just pretend like it's a background, you know, put a little picture on there. If you had a picture, you know, it would look like something like that, but it would be a picture, not a flashcard. So, you know, stuff like that. It's what junk journals are all about, you know. Using everything here I've gotten at thrift stores except for the scrapbook paper, you know. And so, this is Ideals page. This is a little kind of a faux envelope, but it's on this choir music page here, and it flips out. See, here's the flap that would be an envelope if it were an envelope, but I made it as a little opening so you can write or glue something in here if you would like to. You can also glue that down and make it a pocket if you wanted to. So, yep. And then page from the book. Ledger paper here where I have clipped on. Let me get my jacket around the sleeve there. That's why I have them rolled up. This is a little bit big on me, but it's warm. So, this is a journaling card. It says thanks so much on it, blank on the back, and one of my Rolodex cards that I like to make with my pretty scrapbook paper. So that's just clipped on there so you can put it where you want. Beautiful flip out here with this pretty paper. Gorgeous. And then here I have a pretty, it's got a hot air balloon. It looks like the days of days gone by in the West, with these ladies in their long dresses and the men in their kind of old-fashioned, 1800 something. Well, it says 1783 right there. Yeah, early balloon ascension, 1783. So I thought that was a really neat old picture there on this bookmark. And it's from the Smithsonian. I got it at a thrift store. So I thought it looked nice in here. And you can do what you want with that. And you could put something on the back here if you wanted. It does tell all about, the hot air balloon and things here. It looks like National Air and Space Museum. But if you wanted to write on here, you could put something here, some blank coffee dyed paper or something. Or you can always glue this down too and make it a tuck spot. So whatever anyone wants to do. And this is the last page where, like I said, I have a page from the book here. And you can see I didn't want to cover up this pretty paper, but you can if you wanted to put pockets here and here. I explained in my last video when I showed this book that this paper was, the same paper was in the back, but it was messed up where someone had glued something on it and peeled it off, so there was pieces missing, so that I covered it with this pretty scrapbook paper here. And so with this journal is coming along all the pages that I didn't use. So here's all the pages you can go through and cut up and do whatever you want with, make journaling cards or cut out pictures and glue them in there, make pockets, ephemera, whatever you want to do. And then this I meant to put in the envelope and it escaped, like I said, so let me see if it'll fit in there. It does fit in there, okay. And then this I wanted to put in there too, in case you want to make some, because I was going to make some tabs, but I said let me put some fabric in there and let whoever gets this, I'm trying to see it unfold, I guess that's it. But you can make a lot of tabs with this if you want, or even use this as a pocket itself on a page like this, you know what I mean? It's big enough for a pocket, or cut it up and make some tabs, or use it on cut pieces and use them for tabs on the top of a tag, or a little pull for a journaling card. But I also am including a couple pieces, like I mentioned, if you want to put some coffee dyed paper on the calendar pages or on the back of something. I'm including two types of coffee dyed paper I have here. This is regular copy paper that I make my own, coffee dyed paper. So that's regular weight like copy paper. And this is this I believe is a piece of notebook paper, I think. And when I coffee dyed it, all the lines disappeared, but I think it's really it's a much lighter weight, and it's just, I think it's really neat. So I put a piece of that in there too. And so it won't add a lot of bulk to anything, but that's going to come with it. And the fabric in the envelope, well, I'll put that in the envelope, but let me show you what else is in here real quick. Let's see, so the fabric, the flashcard I just showed you, and you can always coffee dye the fabric, this flashcard if you wanted to. This is a coffee dyed receipt. It's yellow, but I did coffee dye it. This is a recipe card. This is some coffee dyed tickets. This is a little game card. This is a coffee dyed index card. A little flash card that I thought went with kind of a vintagey looking flower arrangement there. I'm sure that is very vintage. A flash card, another little flash card. And this, some numbers I put in. I have some of these numbers that I cut out. These were printed, but when I was on the design team, I forget whose shop they're from, but I have a bunch of them. Whenever I was, whenever I first got them, I got a bunch of, a few of those goes a long way. So if you have a couple sheets of these numbers, you have them forever. At least I do. A piece of the scrapbook paper. This is the only scrap I had, I think. Yeah, it's the only scrap I had from the journal. So it is in here for you to also make a pocket or a tag or something. And a coffee dyed doily. So lots of goodness in that little envelope here. And then you can always use the envelope for something too. This is a very vintage envelope that is starting to brown all by itself naturally. I didn't coffee dye this one, but it is naturally kind of browning. So all that will be coming with this journal. And when you see this, this will be in my shop. So I hope you enjoyed everything. You saw all the goodies and a little dangle. So I enjoyed making this, and I'm off to my next journal. So stay tuned, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, and happy crafting.